Hey YouTube! Well, today I want to bring you all this 2011 Mitsubishi Endeavor with 18,000 miles. Just has a nice name for an ugly car. Yeah, this thing is so 2004. And really from the get-go, it was never a strong seller for Mitsubishi. It just had so much hype in the 2004 year, but it never caught on. And again, it's really been a huge failure. It never really received any updates. I don't know if it's been discontinued, but it's ran for 7 years, pretty much identical. I really don't notice any differences on it. Interior and everything's just identical. And here we go with this sad face again. It's just blah. I'm boring. Well, let's start this one up. You can see its interior. Would have wished for a beige color interior, but almost all of these Endeavors come with black interior. Again, 18,000 miles. Old school key. You can see here. Old school ignition. Old school door chime. Let's see how it starts up. Old school startup. That really sounded so 1990. I know it's missing a cap here. Door panel scratched. It really does leave an echo throughout the cabin once you slam the door shut. Well, let's immediately get down to comfort in this Endeavor. This is a basic model, and so when it comes to comfort, you really have no adjustments here on the seats. No thigh support adjustments, just this backrest. So thigh support is going to be awful. Well, it is awful. The seating position is a little bit high, but this seat is so firm and flat too. Backrest as well. It doesn't hug your torso either. The back section feels so flat. Though on the driver's seat you do have this lumbar support adjustment here. Really, this is an uncomfortable seat. Lots of shoulder room though. So, you gotta give them credit for that. Lots of shoulder room. They were spot on. Your leg will always be rubbing on the edge of this cup holder here. So, let's immediately get down to interior quality, because that's where this Endeavor doesn't shine. The interior looks very dated and utilitarian. Just rather rustic looking. Dashboard is padded, at least. Over to the passenger side. But this finish here of the plastic is very nice. You can see how chipped it is. And the shavings. Very General Motors like, you can see right now there as I focused. Up here is a display for the clock and for the radio. Yeah, hazards. Old school click too. In dash CD, I don't think it accepts multiple discs. Doesn't say anything about that. Climate control, old school, 3 simple knobs here. Not even dual zone. Little pocket down below. Dual cup holders. Someone spilled something. Gosh, this seat is so uncomfortable. And, whoa, this looks like the head of something. This thing really does look so weird at this angle, if you guys know what I mean. This is a yucky 4-speed auto. You can see it's all scratched up there. Over here. Everything looks and feels so cheap in the center console. These exposed coin holders, so 80s. It is a large center console though once you lift the lid here. Really nothing in there. Power outlet. This is what holds the lid. This bar right there. Very classy looking. And look at this ugly spring. Looks like the torsion spring of a garage door. It's so ugly. Armrest is padded though on top. And it is sure-footed, surprisingly, even the center console, so they did that right. Look at the railings of this seat. It looks so ugly, and they had to make it shiny too, to make it look so obvious. This interior is plastic everything, but they couldn't have covered this, which, quite ugly. Big wires too, look at that. That's so sloppy. This huge glove box, whoa. You bring it down, and really with little effort you can bring it off track. I'm really not even applying much effort at all into it. So sloppy. It is damped. Yeah, it is quite large too, but if you put anything heavy in there, it will go off track. These huge gaps along the sides. And what's this here? You also have to see this gap right there. Even as you close it, it's still exposed right there. Steering wheel is bare. Cruise control down here to the side. Wipers, intermittent speed. Headlamps. Very old school looking, like early 90s. Only tilts. This metallic sound that just echoes throughout the interior once you just latch it here. And when I had the steering wheel tilted, you also have to look at this foam that's just exposed there, or it looks like some kind of adhesive. Yeah, you see that beige color thingy right down there? You can see the metal steering column in there, all the dust and crap that's just settling on top. Traction control, fog lamps. They actually had the decency to add fog lamps on a basic model. Panel dim. Door panel, surprisingly it's padded. Armrest too. Driver window, auto down. Does not go back up automatically. Power door locks, window lock. And power mirrors. Lower section of the door panel goes right back down to the cheap stuff again, all scratched up. This plastic here with a sharp edge. You can see what I mean by that. There you go. And look at the lens to this light here. I'm quite sure many of these break right off. It's just very pokey, you can make out. Now going up to fit and finish on the A-pillar. It is rather tight up here. It's quite tight over there too. B-pillar towards the back. Oh shit handles on all four of the doors. Interior lighting. Push on, push off for this, for the map light. Surprisingly, it has hands-free controls too. I don't get these guys. Sun visor is actually plush, and it looks like this mirror and vanity light comes from the same supplier that Ford uses. I know I've seen this mirror and vanity light in Fords, but it looks a little bit different here, but very similar, or unless they copied. Slides out. You guys can make out. Same deal on the passenger side, mirror and vanity light. Headliner, somewhat plush. So let's take a look at the engine. Back seat. Materials do carry over to the back seat when it comes to the door panel. Similar as up front. Legroom, just adequate. But thigh support is not going to be that great. But actually my leg is just cramming against the backrest, so it will be an issue if a driver's my height, and I'm 6'1". That's if there's a tall passenger sitting in the back. Power outlet cup holders for supposedly, but it's not really going to be supported. But better cup holders are up here on the armrest. Sorry. Yeah, here's the other cup holders. Just everything of this thing just looks so rustic. You see the lighting fixtures above. I did forget to stress that The oh shit handles aren't damped. They just slam right back up to the headliner. Seats do fold down, pull on this latch. And another clumsy automaker who has to make headrests that are so pokey that are not flush against the top of the seat. You have to remove them if you're a tall driver. Makes you the floor goes quite flat. Listen to that. This does ride on 17s. And one thing that's so ugly about the Endeavor is that every time you drive behind them or have to look from back, you always have to see that ugly suspension. The arms are just so damn low, very little clearance. This is an all-wheel drive model. You saw the little differential. Cargo area is very good, actually. It's very wide. Especially once you have the seat folded down. If anything, it's one of the widest in its class, I'd say. One of them. I'm not going to say it is the widest. Spare tire. It looks like it's full size, too. Jack. That's about it back here. Nothing else more interesting to look at. There were so many Endeavors here today. I think there's like over 50 of them. You can see two silver ones over there. And more lingering down there too. Here, let's take a look at the back again. Has its roof racks. Has a dent. And this is going to have Mitsubishi's familiar 3.8 liter. 6. Very ugly looking engine. At least had the decency to put a engine cover. I know the first few years of this engine wasn't too good. Many of them extremely noisy. So yeah, we can get to revving this one. You saw that it has its fogs there. It does have a rather throaty exhaust and engine note. Doesn't sound too refined, but it really sounds a lot like a truck engine. There's quite a few people around, so I don't want to rev it any much higher. Let's close the window so you guys can hear how it sounds throughout the cabin, because it's rather loud. Yeah, there's really not much insulation. Really, lots of engine noises intrude into the cabin. I guess it's somewhat pleasant because the exhaust note is quite loud too, from the inside. Well, YouTube, thanks for watching, and that's it for this 2011 Mitsubishi Endeavor.